The Ritualist's Downfall, The Secret Beneath the Mansion, Part 1. The quiet town of Yumidike was known for its peaceful people, fertile farmland, and close-knit community. Everyone knew everyone, and strangers rarely stayed unnoticed. Among all the wealthy men in the town, none was more respected than Chief Damien Okoro. Chief Damien lived in the largest mansion anyone had ever seen. He drove expensive cars, donated generously to churches and schools, and paid hospital bills for struggling families. Whenever there was a community celebration, he was the guest of honor. To the people, he was a symbol of success. But behind the polished smiles and public generosity was a secret so dark that no one could imagine it. Every month, someone disappeared from nearby villages. Sometimes it was a traveler. Other times it was a trader returning home after sunset. The police investigated every case, but found nothing. The missing persons seemed to vanish without a trace. The disappearances became a topic of fear. Parents warned their children not to stay outside after dark, while travelers avoided lonely roads at night. Still, no one connected the incidents to Chief Damien. One afternoon, a young investigative journalist named Daniel arrived in Yumidike. He worked for a national newspaper and had spent months researching the mysterious disappearances across several communities. Every report seemed to point toward the same region. Daniel rented a small room near the village square and began speaking with residents. "Have you noticed anything unusual?" he asked an elderly farmer. The old man sighed. "People disappear, yet no one knows why. Some say evil spirits roam the forests." Daniel wasn't convinced. He believed humans, not spirits, were responsible. Over the next few days, he gathered names, dates, and locations. As he pinned the information onto a map in his room, a strange pattern emerged. Most disappearances happened within a few kilometers of Chief Damien's properties. It could be a coincidence, or it could be the breakthrough he had been searching for. Daniel decided to watch the chief from a distance. Every morning, Damien appeared cheerful, greeting visitors and settling business deals. Nothing seemed suspicious. Yet every night, shortly after midnight, the mansion became strangely active. Black SUVs quietly entered through the back gate. Men dressed in black carried sealed wooden boxes into the compound. By dawn, they disappeared again. Daniel photographed everything. Still, photographs alone proved nothing. One evening, while hiding near the mansion, Daniel noticed a young gardener named Chike leaving in tears. Curious, he followed him. "What happened?" Daniel asked gently. Chike hesitated before whispering, "I saw something I was never meant to see." "What did you see?" "I can't say. They'll kill me." Daniel assured him he would protect him. After a long silence, Chike finally spoke. "There's a hidden passage beneath the mansion. I accidentally entered it while repairing a water pipe. I saw candles, strange symbols on the walls, and people wearing black robes. Chief Damien was there." Daniel's heartbeat quickened. "Did anyone see you?" "I don't think so," but the next day another worker disappeared. Fear filled Chike's eyes. Daniel realized this was no ordinary story. That night, he secretly installed a tiny camera overlooking the mansion's rear entrance. For 3 nights, nothing happened. Then, on the 4th night, the camera recorded something horrifying. Chief Damien emerged wearing a black cloak. Behind him were 6 masked men carrying heavy sacks that appeared to move. They loaded everything into 2 vehicles and drove toward the old forest outside town. Daniel immediately backed up the footage. The next evening, he followed the convoy from a safe distance. The vehicles stopped near an abandoned shrine deep inside the forest. Keeping low behind thick bushes, Daniel watched as the men opened a massive stone door hidden beneath vines. One by one, they disappeared underground. Daniel waited until silence returned before moving closer. The entrance led into a tunnel lit by flickering torches. He carefully stepped inside. The air smelled of smoke and strange herbs. Symbols covered the walls, and distant voices echoed through the darkness. As he reached the end of the tunnel, Daniel froze. A vast underground chamber stretched before him. Golden statues, ritual objects, and piles of cash surrounded a giant stone altar. Standing beside it was Chief Damien. "This wealth must never stop," Damien declared. The masked followers bowed. Daniel raised his camera and began recording. Suddenly, his phone vibrated. The sound echoed through the chamber. Every head turned toward him. There! One of the masked men shouted. Daniel's heart nearly stopped. Chief Damien slowly smiled. So, we have a visitor. The followers rushed toward Daniel as he turned and sprinted into the tunnel, clutching the camera that contained the evidence capable of destroying one of the most powerful men in the country.
Hello, my friends. Ensure you subscribe, like, and share for more interesting stories. And make sure you watch out for part 2.